maro nande na he. Maro nande na he.
Hello, beautiful people of podcast land. Today I'm excited to bring you this amazing interview with my friend Brandy, where we talk about her first trip to the Amazon jungle to sit with a Noke Koi tribe. It's a very exciting podcast because I went to the Amazon 2 years ago and did the same trip. And I got to relive a lot of those moments from that initial trip that I took through her own journey. Brandy has a very interesting life originally as a professional ballet dancer, and then leaving that all behind for the medicine path and finding her voice. And even at the end of this podcast, she sings two beautiful songs, which I know you'll love. So sit back, relax, enjoy this amazing podcast with my friend Brandy. Welcome to Cura Medicina.
Thank you.
So good to see you again. Today we're going to talk with Brandy about her life in the beginning, before she had her awakening with medicine. And then we will discuss her trip to the Noke Koi in the Amazon jungle. So, Brandy, how do you describe yourself?
Oh my gosh. It's a big question.
Yes, it is. Tell us how you got here.
Okay, cool. I was like, wow. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to do this. Humongous learning curve. Sharing my voice has always been a huge challenge for me, and a lot of that has been me having to work with and contemplate my relationship with shame. I feel like without shame, we'd probably all be doing everything we want to do. And yeah, it's taken me a long time to learn to sit in my truth and trust myself and my heart and what it wants to say. So here we are.
Beautiful. Let's release all that shame right now, and just tell us about this beautiful journey that you have been on.
Yeah.
That has brought you to this moment.
Yeah. So I was a ballet dancer. I grew up doing ballet. Most of my teenage years were like completely devoted to that. And the ballet world is such an interesting world, and I don't want to speak to it in its entirety, but the places that I was in and the places I was working in, it was very oppressive, and there was not a lot of room for self to come through, and I was so determined to make it work and to be good enough and to be the perfect little dancer. And after spending so much time with it, it just became more and more clear to me that I could never be that thing because it wasn't who I was. And I graduated from a Russian ballet school in DC, and I had several contracts with some pretty big companies, and I was on the verge of stepping into my professional career, which was everything I had dreamed of, until...
So wait a sec. it was everything you dreamed of, but was it your dream?
It was everything that I was determined to do because I thought it was the right thing.
Do you think you were reclaiming your self-worth through being that, great dancer?
I think I just thought if I make this work, if I make this fit, then I will be good enough. Yeah.
Where do you think that feeling of not being good enough came from?
Oh my gosh. Self, family, society, culture. It's such a layered thing. Shame. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have it. So
Yeah.
it's a unified feeling that I think many people have.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to meet you on the other side of that.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. And so what are some of the things that helped you in the earlier days before you got to medicine? What helped you understand that that wasn't really you, or that the things that you were doing weren't going to give you eventually the heartfelt expression that I see that you now have?
I feel like it's one of those things where if you don't really know, if you don't know it in your body, if you haven't felt it, how do you know that's real? And so it was a constant pursuit of trying to find this thing. Like, maybe if I make it, then I will be enough, And it wasn't until the whole universe intervened and destroyed that path, really, for me to find what that actually meant. Yeah.
So do you think the universe is transpiring to help us find our true path?
Yeah, especially even if we don't understand it always. Right. Yeah.
So were there certain signs that you saw, or people that you met, or feelings that you had inside of you that you were kind of tuning into the universe and understanding that your signal wasn't pure, maybe? Or
yeah, what actually did it was this little concoction that we made in our backyard. It was like a DMT extract, and I really don't recommend doing this like outside of a ceremonial setting. Like, we were like taking this stuff while like one person's getting their brains eaten out by like bugs, and then someone else is like on Instagram. So I didn't really have the support to process that experience. But when I went through it, it didn't necessarily explain it to me, but I just had this feeling that there was something not aligned. And what that ended up being, and what I ended up discovering, was that I was not cisgender. And at the time, that was like devastating. I didn't know what that would mean for my career, and I honestly had a lot of hope that it would work out. But when I explained the situation to the companies that I had the contracts with, they, like, one by one started pulling out. And it was at a time when there wasn't an opportunity to reconcile that and find new contracts. And actually at the time I was like, I'm going to go on a podcast one day and I'm going to tell everyone what happened. And here I am doing it, and I'm like, it's fine. It was actually good. But
so you had this DMT experience.
Yeah.
You'd never done psychedelics before.
I had, but like not
Just like
to that
in
extreme.
a parties. So you have this DMT experience, and you get this feeling that something's not in alignment. And then you start talking to the companies in a different way. What do you mean? Like,
I just explained to them this process I was going through, and that I didn't understand what it would mean or what it would necessarily look like, but I just was like, oh, I would love to like kind of co-create and like see how this flows. And they ultimately were like, that's not gonna work. And the only company that said that it was okay was a small company in Santa Barbara. And they said I could come and I could participate in the program, but that I was not necessarily going to dance. And I was like, okay, well, I'm in this. I'm going to do it. And so I set up everything so that I could move to Santa Barbara. And about like a week or two before my contract started, I just crumbled. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't keep trying to prove myself and trying to always be good enough for someone else. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful moment, because I think what happens, I've seen this in my own life, is we see something in ourselves and we know it's misaligned, but we kind of have one foot still in the old world or our old self, and one foot in our new self. Sounds to me like that's kind of what was going on. You're like, oh yeah, they're going to work with me.
Yeah.
And then at some point you realize, which is beautiful, that even that one foot in, one foot out scenario wasn't going to actually be a place where you wanted to land. You wanted to really tear everything down.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt like I was swimming upstream. Like I was pushing on doors that just were not going to open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you scared in that moment?
Terrified.
Terrified. So, but you did it.
I did it. It was really hard. Like the next 6 months after that, it completely dissolved everything that I thought I was. Like this identity I had created for myself, I had to, restructure and be like, what do I actually like doing?
And so did you try a lot of different things, or what was...
I kind of tried to keep it up for a little, and then it just didn't take off. I did some small projects, but couldn't quite find that feeling of fulfillment. And then I ended up having a pretty major surgery and had to move home. And during my recovery, I was able to spend some time with a really dear friend, and he sat with me and he just was like, why aren't you doing like what you want with your life? Like, what do you want to do? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna travel. Like, I've always wanted to do that. So I went to Chile for 3 months. I was working on different farms and bioconstruction projects out there. And I ended up getting in contact with this man who had this like eco village out in the Andes, and he kind of like lied to me. Like there was no one out there, and there was no food, there was no like clean water or electricity. And when I was out there, I really started to hear like the universe talking to me in my silence, and I was just completely humbled on my knees. And there was one night where I prayed for the first time, and I did the classic like, God, if you're real, you'll get me out of here. I'm embarrassed to be admitting that I need help, but I do need help. I don't know where to go. And I went to sleep that night, and I had this really powerful dream that told me to move back to Santa Barbara. And I woke up and there was water dripping on my forehead, and I had a text on my phone that from the guy who said, "I'll take you back to the town in the morning." And at the time I was like, well, dreams aren't real.
Yes, they are.
But I'm gonna try it. And so when I got back from my trip, I very quickly made my way to Santa Barbara, got a job, and I ended up moving a block away from the ceremony house, which is eventually how I met the Noke Koi.
Right. So, I mean, this is a really powerful moment in your life. Mm-hmm. You're in a foreign land.
Yeah.
You pray for the first time in your life, or you like genuinely prayed.
Yeah.
And you had a dream.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, these are two powerful modalities that we tend to forget about in the Western world. Mm-hmm. One is the power of prayer, and then two is the significance and the messages that come through dreams. Mm-hmm. And what do you think it was inside of you that was open enough in that moment to, well, it sounded like desperation for the prayer.
Yeah.
But then the dream, because people have dreams all the time, they take no action.
Yeah.
So for some reason you took an action.
Yeah.
Do you know why you took that action?
It was just being at an edge and having no resources left to fight it, which mirrors medicine work in a lot of ways. Yeah. Totally.
The mystic's journey, right?
Yeah.
Depleting everything and then starting fresh.
Yeah. And then it was in that moment I could really listen because I was empty.
Yeah, that's the other thing I got, is that you, in that place in the Andes, you were quiet, right? So from the silence came the prayer, and from the prayer came the dream. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about your trip to the jungle, to Brazil, to the state of Acre, to visit the Noke Koi. Mm-hmm. But first, I want to go back to your very first ceremony.
Okay.
Because your very first ceremony a year ago was with the Noke Koi.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure where we left off, but...
I don't think we covered any of it, so let's
cool.
just act like this is new.
Okay, cool. Amazing. So I ran to the Noke Koi on accident, on purpose. And it was incredible. That ceremony was just unbelievable.
But how did you get there? Because you'd never heard of the Noke Koi before.
No, it was actually just, I was invited through a friend. I thought, well, she's really cool. I want to be like that. And so I just signed up for a random one. I'm like, if this is the way to be cool, then I'll do it.
So you wanted to be cool, so you went to the Noke Koi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was there too.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
So special.
And when you first saw them come out, what did you think?
I mean, there was this like strange energy in the air that I just couldn't quite understand, and it was this wonderful holding that carried me through my ceremony, and I think that's what I learned most from it. Like, there's this incredible love that permeates all things, and after that ceremony I was like, well, I'm in.
So that was your first ayahuasca ceremony?
That was my first one.
First one with the Noke Koi.
Yes.
A year ago.
Yeah.
You have this amazing experience. Did you have any deep insights in that ceremony?
I think the biggest one was there was one part where I was just going, Lord, 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 Lord. I think before that I didn't understand, nor do I think I even fully understand now, like, to the extent that we are held and governed by this beautiful source. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you feel the plant? I mean, because your first one, the plants are kind of getting to know you.
Yeah.
So did you feel like there was this kind of give and take, like, hey, how are you? And they were like, hey, how are you? Are you going to let us in?
To be honest, it's pretty strong right away. I actually got a good, like, sopla, like a good suck from Yama, like on the first cup, just like on the floor.
Oh, so he did healing on you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was losing it, processing some really heavy stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then let's fast forward. You did a couple more ceremonies, and I'd love for you to tell the story of being with Yuba.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at the ceremony with Yuba, and you take the cup, and then what happens next?
Yes. So after that, just in a huge force, huge process, beyond what I thought was possible in medicine at that time. Medicine really opened up to me and rocked my world. And a dear friend knew that I kind of could play music, and he opened up the floor for musicians, which is kind of like his signature. During the third cup, he lets people play. And I hear someone go, Brandy, like across the room. And I go, yeah. And then I crawl on the floor to the altar. They hand me a guitar. It's like no words happening. And I go, I sing, Viento que viene de la montaña. And I go, sorry, I don't think I can do this. And then I start purging, more of like an energetic purge, but all of the shame that I had held in my body and in my throat, that told me I wasn't allowed to share my voice. And then after that one, I noticed that I found sort of like a grounded levelness in myself to where I could sing in the force. Yeah.
Beautiful. What song did you sing? Did you continue with that song?
I think I got like halfway through. So yeah, just very humbling.
Beautiful. And that's the first time you've sang in ceremony?
That was the first time I sang for anyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And those of you on the podcast, you're going to hear a song at the end here, and you'll realize why this was such a big moment, because Brandy's music is so incredible and beautiful and really a gift. So you were given a gift in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really grateful for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward, you then do another ceremony, and was it with the Noke Koi again? The one before the jungle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Topanga.
Topanga. Okay, so you're at your second Noke Koi ceremony.
Yes.
And I was also there. So there seems to be a trend there.
Actually, no, you weren't.
I wasn't there?
No.
Oh, Topanga.
You were in
Topanga.
Temecula.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant Temecula.
I'm sorry. I mean, I could have rolled with that, but...
Yeah. No, it's don't. Yeah. So you're in Topanga. You're at your next Noke Koi ceremony.
Yeah.
Or was it a ceremony or a hape circle?
It was a hape circle that eventually led to a ceremony.
Right. Okay. So
Unplanned.
tell us about that.
Yes. So at that point, I was starting to really feel the weight of the life that I was living. And I was like, oh my God, I can't keep working all the time and trying to make things work, and it all felt like an uphill climb and nothing was happening. And then I just had this feeling like, oh, I want to go see the Noke Koi. And like, it just, there was something in the air that night that felt really special. So I went with a friend down to a hape circle. And I went up to Yama because I love him and I wanted him to serve me hape.
Yama's the chief of the Noke Koi.
Yeah. And I went up to him and Luna and I was like, thank you so much. Like, you've given me everything. Like, I don't even have words to express. And Yama leans over to Luna and goes, I remember her. And then they go, you should come this weekend. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun, but I don't know how that's going to happen. Just like financially. And they're like, we'll make it work. And I was like, okay, we'll see. And then the next day I was out and doing deliveries and she texted me. She's like, we're going to make it work. Like, just pay this much and you can help. And I looked at my bank account and I had that amount of money plus $5. And I was on La Luna Street and it was like bluebirds and everything. And I was like, okay, this is like probably not a good idea, but I'm going to do it.
Okay, so this is amazing.
And just see what happens.
You have the amount of this ceremony and only $5 after that.
Yeah.
And you decide, I'm all in. And you see these bluebirds, and the bluebirds are your spirit animal, right?
Yeah.
Bluebirds. So you see these signs, you're on La Luna Street. I mean, this is really important for people to hear, that when synchronicities show up in our lives, we need to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely were paying attention. And not only that, but you also risked, right? You're like, I have no money.
Yeah.
So you went to the ceremony.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Really great ceremony. Very challenging. Yet another very challenging ceremony. Where I feel like I ran into my path like really abruptly. And when that happened, it was like, you're not staying in Santa Barbara where I was living. You're gonna go home. You're gonna go to the jungle with them. And I was like, I have no money. How's that gonna happen? I was like, let me show you. And it walked me through it. It was like, you're gonna share your music. And it's all just gonna work out. Just trust. And all the doors will open. And so I don't think I did it quite then. It was until the next ceremony that I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go to the jungle. And like, it took a lot for me to get to the point where I was even like open to that idea. But when I just allowed myself to like go with it, everything felt really easy and started opening really magically.
Beautiful. So it wasn't until you trusted and you were given these inklings or hints that you should go to the jungle.
Yeah.
And then of course your mind, your logical side of your mind was like, I can't do it. I don't have the money. How am I going to go fly to Brazil and do all that stuff, right?
Yeah. It's like, it's not possible.
Not possible. But then something inside of you was unlocked in the ceremony that not only urged you to go, but also showed you a way that you could get the money and go.
Yeah.
And you had to quit your job.
Yeah.
So you quit your job. Amazing. So you're doing all these incredible things, like you're following a path that you don't know about, but you're also leaving a path behind you, the path of the work and all the things that you were doing. And just a few weeks before, you found your voice.
Yeah.
Or
it was
a month,
maybe like,
month before, right?
Yeah.
So not found your voice, but you...
No, I would say found.
Okay, found your voice. So you find your voice. Ayahuasca tells you these things, and then you, in order to go to the jungle, you have to raise money.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I shared my music.
You shared your music. So you just found your music, and then you shared it.
Yeah. I actually, like, it was, like, the moment I, like, got home from the ceremony. Like, I hadn't even slept.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put together a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Did a bunch of music stuff.
Yeah, played at events.
Played at events.
Humbled on my knees, like, being like, please help me.
Beautiful. So you get the money. You're going to the jungle.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that. Now, Brazil is a long way away, and where the Noke Koi are is an even longer way away.
Yeah.
So let's tell people just a little bit about your experience of that and how you got there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just want to start by saying, like, the ceremony really does begin the moment you step outside of your door and begin your travel. And for me, I went from LA to Panama to Brasilia, rested for a night, went to Cruzeiro do Sul, rested for another night. Then you take like a 4 or 5 hour car ride down this like treacherous bumpy road, and you're just like spinning. And then you arrive at this unassuming little bridge, and there was like a little store which had really good food. And that's where the tribe members met us. And then from there, you take boats down the river for about 5-ish hours.
If you're lucky, 5 hours.
Into the jungle, which was so incredible. Like, I mean, I do want to note, like, something you do notice right away is, like, fires and deforestation and lumbering happening, which is, like, horrific to witness. But then as you go deeper, I guess what I wasn't expecting was to meet, like, the spirit of the forest, and you get to introduce yourself to her, and you're greeted by the land and the animals and the birds and everyone who's ever walked that land. And you also see everything that it's taken to get you there. And for me, like, the boat ride really just flew right by, you know. And then you get to the village. We're greeted by the villagers at the edge of the river, and it's just like the most incredible feeling ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and just one thing I wanted to also add is when you're on the boat and you're going down the river, this particular river isn't that wide. So you're surrounded by the Amazon, and, you know, as you're like 3 hours into the boat ride, you just really start to feel the pulse and the vibration of the Amazon, because you're in it. Like, it's the first time of the trip you're in it.
Yeah.
And and the birds, and I didn't see a ton of animals going in. I mean, I saw some birds and that sort of thing. But it's amazing on that river to feel the Amazon for the first time, and just to realize, like, how special it is, you know, how wonderful. And I just want to reiterate the moment when you arrive to the village. All of the tribe members, they're standing on this cliff, and they're waiting for us. And they take us by the arm, and they dance us into the village.
Yeah.
I mean, how beautiful is that? I mean, imagine every time if you came to a friend's house, they grabbed your arm and they danced you into the house. We should start doing that. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's such an incredible way to arrive at a place. And yeah.
I mean, going to the jungle, I was sort of like, oh, I'm going to go do ceremony, and I'm going to receive insights and directions and heal. Which, I mean, I received all of those things, but what I didn't expect was to actually be, like, so immersed in, like, this frequency of the forest that, like, you can't even, like, comprehend how deeply it's working on you, and I still don't. I don't know if I ever fully will. but it really asks you to rise to that level, and then to be with the tribe members and in the village. It's like just a special experience.
Yeah, it's amazing. So let's talk about being in ceremony in the jungle versus, like what happens in the Western kind of world. What was that like?
So our first ceremony was part of a festival, and a few weeks before, maybe you could speak more on this, but they had just created a Noke Koi Federation where they unified the different regions, and then additionally it was the first time they let non-Indigenous into this festival. So that first ceremony it felt like this beautiful unification happening, and like this relationship was being co-created, and it was a spectacular night. I drank a lot of medicine, and it was really special, really, really special. And
tell us a little bit about the medicine down there, because it's different than here.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter, a lot more watery, so you need to drink bigger cups. Also open bar, which is really cool. I really appreciated that. You don't get purge buckets.
Yeah, so if you have to purge, you have to walk outside of the area, or purge right there where everyone's dancing and walking around.
This is like not ideal, but I did do it.
Yeah, that's okay.
An accident. It was an accident.
Yeah, we're very pampered here in the West in ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe talk a little bit about the songs and the hodas and just the rhythm of the ceremony. If someone listening to this podcast has not been to a Brazilian ceremony like the Noke Koi, it's quite a bit different than Shipibo, and basically the Brazilians do the work up front is their philosophy. So there's prayers by the chief and then some other chants that are done in the group, and then they bring out instruments and there's dancing basically and celebration.
Yeah.
So what they say is "Só alegria," only joy, only joy. So just talk a little bit about that and what your experience was.
Yeah. I mean, I worked more intimately with Uni traditions. In the structure of that, it usually starts with the saitis, which are done by the chief or the pages, which are the sacred chants, and it's usually just him going. And I don't know if they do that in other traditions, but we get to do a hoda, which is essentially a big circle where we're holding hands or like holding arms, and we get to march around in a circle and be participants in the prayer, which is super, super cool to focus and work together in that way.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts is it's a call and response. So somebody starts the prayer and then we all contribute our voices to the prayer. Mm-hmm. And the power of that is amazing. It's one of the things that I really love about the Brazilian traditions and the Noke Koi in particular, because now I know a lot of the chants, and not only can I sing them, but I can feel them in my body. Yeah.
And then that starts out, I would say like halfway through, or maybe like a third of the way in, that begins the chirindis.
Chirindis?
With the chanas, and those are sort of like, it's like they're sort of allowing themselves to become vessels for spirit to work through, and it brings joy and beauty into the space, and that's when we start dancing and celebrating all the work that we've done, and the healing continues, but it's like healing through joy instead of just suffering.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyone out there who has not experienced a Noke Koi ceremony, We highly recommend it.
I recommend it.
We recommend it. Just check it out. Yeah, and let's talk about some of the other things that you did in the village. You played games, you made hape. What else did you do?
Well, the games were amazing. Like mud games where you like wrestle for coconuts, and there's like this one game where we were like throwing termites at each other. It was really strange and like took a second to get into, but then you sort of unlock this childlike innocence in you that I feel like a lot of us have forgotten, and that ended up being such a beautiful growing moment for me of rediscovering this like inner child that just has fun. It's like we don't need to always be doing things necessarily. Sometimes you can just like roll around in mud together. Yeah, and just seeing how the tribe and the village really move as one was something that really stood out to me. You know, it's like they're not like anticipating the next thing all the time. It's like they're more responsive to the rhythm of life and what wants to come through them. And then, we got to spend time at the Samauma tree, lots of hape. We got to make hape, which is such a beautiful process to be focused and working with our hands in prayer and being a part of this process and this medicine that has given me so much. It was really special to get to actually make it.
Yeah, and while we're making the hape with our hands, we're, tearing apart the tobacco, and the tribe members are singing the prayers. Mm-hmm. So they're singing prayers over the hape making experience. That's why when we ingest hape, we're not just ingesting the physical aspect and the spirit of tobacco, we're also receiving the prayers that have been imbued into the hape. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's such a sacred practice and a beautiful part of their tradition. Mm-hmm. Not all traditions, but their tradition in particular. And Brandy and I have we have an affinity, I would say, for tobacco together.
This is true.
This is true. Yeah. Let's talk about the infamous ceremony.
Yeah. Okay. This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there's a second village about 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Walking from the first village.
Yeah. So we are heading to the second village. We're walking through the jungle at night, which is so cool. And we're all in silence. That alone is so incredible. And then we get to this village. There's like a few like little wooden houses, no bathrooms. There was like one water tap in the kitchen. And then we start the ceremony. We drink the first cup, and already it's like, okay, this is gonna be a good one. Purged a lot, and going into this, like not having bathrooms, we were all like, oh, like hopefully no one like poops like a lot. And sure enough, everyone has like horrific diarrhea. Like I probably went like 9 times in the first cup. And then they start serving the second cup, and they pull out a different medicine. It was like daime medicine, so it was red, and it was really thick and kind of like fermented and chalky, which was like interesting to kind of see like the tribe members even like shudder a little when they drink it. So I take that. I'm in it. I'm there. And then I received a healing from Pazishika, which is just,
And tell us a little bit about the healings. What happens in the healing?
For me, you take off your top, and then he prays like into your body. It's like he's like going in and he's finding all the illnesses and then he pulls them out.
He sucks them out, right?
Sucks them out. And then he does this really cool thing where he like almost like embeds like stones from the astral into your body, which is like the most fascinating feeling ever. And then after the healing, I was like, okay, maybe I'm done for tonight. Like, that was a lot. And then my friend went up for a third cup, and I was like, well, if he's going, I guess I'll go. And so I take that third one, and I'm just in it. I'm gone. I go outside to purge. I feel the tribe members watching me, which is really sweet because they're very like modest and humble, but you can feel their presence. It's like they're always watching. So I'm purging outside, and it's going fine. And I don't know, like, why this happened. I was feeling like okay, but as I was purging, like as I was contracting, I like started pooping my pants. And I was like, oh shit, like, oh man, this is fine. And I try to like clean myself up. And I go back into the ceremony.
Well, these are both going.
Yeah.
So glad. Okay, go.
Okay.
Wait. Did it just go off? You don't know.
I have no idea. 2 and 3.
Yeah, baby. All right, let's just keep going with this one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I go back into the kupi shower. I sit down. I'm like, this is fine. It's still dark. And I'm like, okay, well, we have a long ways to go. And like, in that state, I'm like, oh no, like, what if I get like a UTI or like what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, it's fine, you got this. And then I was just writing it out, and then Luna at one point was like, can you sing? And I was kind of like on the verge of tears, and I was like I normally never say no, but I was like, I think I'll start crying if I start singing. And I was like, how about you go first? I said, I'll play next. And so I'm strumming along with her, and this guitar sounds like kind of out of tune, which I'm learning. Like, if it sounds out of tune, it probably means it's good. But in this moment, I was like, no, it's not good. So I go up to my friend who's sitting in the field. I'm like, can you tune this for me? And we're sitting out there for like 5 minutes, just like having, it's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And then after like 5 minutes or so, he goes, actually, I think it's in tune. I'm like, oh, perfect. And so I take it and I run back in, and then I sit down and I start strumming. Still sounds out of tune. I'm like, whatever. And then I'm like, damn, like someone smells really bad. And then I noticed all these bugs crawling on me, and I was like, oh. And I looked down, and I guess when I was running back in, I like slipped in someone else's poop.
Oh no.
And I go, okay. And I put down the guitar, and I go lay on the healing mat, and I put my shawl over my face, and I just have like the biggest release of my life. And I'm like, I'm in the jungle and I'm covered in poop, my own and someone else's, and it doesn't get much freer than this. Like, there's nothing to hold on to, and it just felt so good to be so humbled in that way. And I had asked for help, which was the first time ever, and that was a cool experience.
So you had to get to that really low place to release, essentially.
I don't know about you, but I need some stuff to push against me, to get there. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. And then I sang after, and I felt so good. Like, he had opened up some stuff in my throat, and it just felt so easy. And then the rest of the ceremony was just, like, lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So if anyone were listening to this thinking about going to Brazil, besides that part,
cool.
that part, what advice would you give them?
Trust, listening, following the ease, and the open doors. When it's your time, like, everything aligns itself for you to be there. And being open to receiving that type of love and support from the universe is a big one.
Beautiful. It sounds like that sums up your whole journey with the medicine.
Yeah. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Well, you want to play a song?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So alegría.
So this was the first song I wrote. The first song of my own that I ever shared in a ceremony. Thank you.
Yeah. So beautiful. Seasons of my life. Of your life, but
Yeah.
my life too.
All our lives.
All our lives.
Why not?
Yeah. What was the inspiration for that? Just your life, I guess?
I wrote it in a pretty big contraction, like a big, contracted moment where I was really wanting my path to open, and I wanted to feel ease and softness in my life, but I knew that everything that was happening for me. And so I guess that's just the lyric, like, I trust in the seasons of my life. And then as this song was coming to me, I look up and there was an owl sleeping above me. And then a little bluebird came and sat right next to it. And I was like, oh my God, like, how do I write a song about this? Like, this life is so magical. Yeah, and that was the inspiration for it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have another one, or? Sure.
Yeah.
One more.
It's a new song. No one's heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I started this song a while ago. It was right before my mom stopped medicine for the first time. And when I started it, it was sort of like it was sort of like a pretty like desperate moment for me. And then after the jungle, I came back to it. Like the melody just kept coming back to me. But there was like a different quality to it because I had been through all these really powerful processes, and I needed to go through them in order to get to where I am now. Sort of like this podcast.
Yeah. It's almost like you needed the process to finish the song in a way, too.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you so much for the podcast and your music and your friendship.
Yeah,
and
thank you. Thank you for pushing me to do this.
Yeah.
This is so good for me.
Good.
Yeah. And thank you to you and the Voces da Floresta team, and to the tribe, and to the forest, and to Coco Chari.
Coco Chari! Thank you to Brandy for this great episode. Please follow and subscribe to get some fantastic content coming up. Also, if you'd like to know more about the Noke Koi, you can find out about them at vdf.earth. That's vdf.earth to learn more about the Noke Koi tribe. And we'll be having some what's called a vivencia next year. If you'd like to come down to the jungle and experience what Brandy experienced, please come on over and check us out. Thank you for listening today. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next episode.